Hey, I have long hair. What's up? It's a culture detective here investigating your favorite albums. Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot to do this. Shoot, man. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But once in a while, I have to bring her up. Okay, I cannot forget about her because she's the only person in the world right now who will never forget about me. So she's gonna stick along in this review as well. So, anyways, today we will do an album review on the latest Faux. Okay, I'm gonna butcher this, okay? I'm not French. Faux Chatterton, Palais d'Argile. So, Faux Chatterton is a Parisian art pop slash art rock band, and this is their latest album. And damn, this is such a good album. This is actually a really friggin' good album, and it kind of surprised me. I thought it would only be kind of mediocre, but no, it's actually pretty damn good. So much so that I would be so bold to say that this is one of my favorite albums of the year so far. It's in the top three probably. So yeah, Faux Chatterton with this 17-minute long album. It's long, but a lot of the tracks are fantastic. They're all equal parts catchy, equal parts dreamy and moody at times, and this band kind of reminds me of Radiohead. They're like the French Radiohead or something. And at times, they also kind of remind me of 21 Pilots, but in a good way. It's almost like 21 Pilots wish that they would sound like this sometimes. So the album starts off with Un Monde Nouveau, which means a new world, and it starts off really strongly with these very hopeful chords. These drums, they're usually very smooth and comfortable, and we got these very awesome bouncing keys, and the whole track feels aspirational. It feels like a new world, like the title suggests. The second track, Cristaux, Cristaux liquide, is a more laid. I can't speak French. Leave me alone. Is this track is way more laid back, but what I love about this track is that towards the end it sort of transitions very slowly into these 80s new wave synths, and it just completely justifies the very slow and relaxing build up to the climax. The third track, Écran total, is very fun track. It has these very crazy, fun dance beats, eccentric vocals. The frontman sounds like a French David Byrne, and the climax of the track is just crazy. It's just balls, where the frontman just gets shoutier and shoutier, and the climax is just explosive. The next track is Avant qu'il n'y a le monde, and it means before there was a world, and it has these forlorn pianos and mixed in with a bit of new age synths. And even though this track drags on a bit, it's very much well produced and well written. Then we have Compagnon, which sounds kind of comedic, like it would come out of like a comedy movie because it has that little cartoonish flair to it. And we also got a very simple bass lick on this track, and overall it's a really fun jam. Confins is another pretty relaxing and smooth track. The beat on this track is really consistent at a really tight pace, but also not so overwhelming or loud. And for some reason, the frontman kind of raps a little bit in the beginning. At least it feels like so. Anyways, another really interesting moment on the album. We have the track La Mer, or The Sea, which is a really slow paced, directionless bit of ballad, which is not terrible, but I guess it just didn't really do anything, especially when it is followed by a 9.5 minute long, intricate, dreamy rock epic that is Libre, and it has these really nice, intricate rock passages, these slow burn, dreamy instrumentals and chords that are very beautiful. And we also got these drums. Again, they're really smooth, they're really consistent, and they kind of reminds me of Weird Fish's Arpeggi by Radiohead in a really good way. And we also have the track C'est Bijoux de Fer, and this is one of the highlights on the album for me. This track really, really clicked for me, and I think mostly because this track is equal parts moody and equal parts catchy, and also very rock flavored, and I just really love songs like that. The track Pantere is a whispery acoustic guitar thing. Again, not necessarily a memorable cut off of the album, but definitely an important sort of a. It's good that this track exists, you know, to slow down the momentum a little bit. Cantique is a swelling cinematic piece of track with these 80s disco synths at the back end, which is again very flavorful and colorful. The track L'Homme qui Vient is like it's still really good, but I wouldn't say it's as solid as other tracks on the album. The runny guitars on this track kind of reminds me of like the first track off of Have a Nice Life, Death Consciousness, in that it is really runny and smooth, but the band manages to make it sound more hopeful and happy and optimistic in a way. And the track Laissons filer is another track with very dreamy chords and instrumentals. The prog synths are great paired with these reverby guitar grooves, and the track is also 8 minutes long, but again the length is justified because it's just really good, really well performed. And the album ending is Monde, Nouveau, which is basically a reprise of the intro track, and given that the album is 70 minutes long, I think it is actually quite fitting to end the album off the way it started. And yeah, I just have nothing else to add. I'm not gonna talk too much about the lyrics because I don't speak French. So yeah, not much else to add. I think this is a really fantastic album, really enjoyable, definitely one of my favorite albums of the year, and I'm sure Athena here will agree with me. She and we agree on a lot of things, you know, like yeah. Favorite track here is let's see. My favorite track here is I really, you know what, the album opener is really good, but I also really like Ces Bijoux de Fer. And my least favorite is La Mer. I am giving for Chatterton with Palais d'Argile a strong 8 out of 10. Yay! So, have you listened to this album for 1 to 10? How much did you rate it? Like it, and subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching. The next 3 albums I'm going to review, or actually the next 4, is going to be Godspeed You Black Emperor's latest album, Igloo Ghost latest album, Brockhampton is coming up with an album very soon, and of course Arm & Hammer and The Alchemist.